Meghan Markle's constant appeals for a quiet life haven't exactly worked out as planned. Beyond the relentless media attention, she's also facing criticism from an unexpected source, her own celebrity peers. While Donald Trump has expressed admiration for the royal family, his feelings toward Prince Harry and Meghan Markle tell a different story. During a 2020 press conference where the couple urged Americans to support his rival Joe Biden, Trump didn't hold back his thoughts on Meghan specifically.
I'm not a fan of hers. I wish a lot of luck to Harry. She's going to need it.
Trump later appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored, where he suggested that Meghan holds all the power in their marriage, effectively calling the shots.
I want to know what's going to happen when Harry decides he's had enough of being bossed around, or maybe when she decides that she likes some other guy better.
Trump returned to this theme repeatedly during the conversation.
I won't use the full expression, but Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen.
Chris Rock is famous for his fearless comedy, and he didn't pull any punches in his 2023 Netflix special, Selective Outrage. The comedian set his sights on Meghan, taking issue with what he saw as her embrace of victimhood alongside countless others.
Seemed like a nice lady. Just complaining. I was like, didn't she hit the light-skin lottery?
Rock also ridiculed Meghan's supposed surprise at facing racism within the royal family.
Going on Oprah, I didn't know. I had no idea how racist they were. It's the royal family!
The comedian pushed even further, reminding everyone of the British monarchy's troubling legacy when it comes to race.
They invented colonialism. They're the OGs of racism. They're the Sugar Hill Gang of racism.
British journalist and television host Piers Morgan has built a career commenting on the royal family. He's championed certain royals while condemning others, but what's most striking is that he was once firmly in Meghan's corner. Back in 2017, when her engagement to Prince Harry was announced, Morgan took to Twitter with enthusiasm. Calling Meghan his friend, he declared she would be the perfect modern bride. His support continued in a Daily Mail piece where he praised Harry's choice, calling the future Duchess of Sussex a real keeper. That support, however, didn't last. Morgan underwent a dramatic transformation, shifting from defender to one of Meghan's harshest critics. By 2018, he penned a scathing Daily Mail column that tore into her. In it, he described Meghan Markle as a ruthless, social climbing actress who has landed the role of her life and is determined to milk it for all she can. His attacks have only intensified since.
Nobody set out to destroy you. You destroyed yourselves in this country with your ludicrous, hypocritical behavior.
Morgan unleashed especially harsh criticism following Meghan's guest spot on the Ellen DeGeneres show in another Daily Mail piece. He described her performance as behaving like such a gormless, desperate reality TV star on her vomit-making Ellen Cheese Fest that even a Kardashian would have deemed this humiliating fiasco too brand damaging. Talk show icon Wendy Williams didn't mince words when discussing Meghan. During a 2019 episode of The Wendy Williams Show, she addressed Meghan's recent interview where the Duchess claimed she had no idea about the level of scrutiny she'd face after marrying Prince Harry. Williams wasn't buying it for a second.
But Meghan Markle, nobody feels sorry for you. You knew what you were signing up for, girl.
Williams systematically dismantled Meghan's claims of naivety about how royal life would thrust her into the global spotlight. According to Williams, the sudden surge in paparazzi attention should have been expected, quote, because you're now a royal. She noted that Meghan never dealt with photographers trailing her during her time on Suits, and then shared a startling detail explaining that a pre-royal Meghan had actually auditioned for a modeling role on her show. Bethany Frankel has built her brand on being brutally honest. This approach made her a standout on The Real Housewives of New York City and later helped her launch her own talk show. True to form, Frankel had no shortage of thoughts about Meghan, which she shared in a TikTok video.
I can't imagine having so much at your fingertips and letting it all slip away.
She continued by addressing what she saw as the Duchess of Sussex's inflated sense of self-worth.
Thinking every single thing that you do and say and want is so fascinating that you should be accepting awards at podiums.
The reality television personality also couldn't understand why Meghan's efforts to improve her public image consistently backfired. She closed out her criticism by ridiculing Meghan's inclination to present herself as someone wronged by the royal family, as though she were a modern-day martyr.
You're not, Mahatma Gandhi.
Much like her friend Piers Morgan, Sharon Osbourne has consistently been critical of Meghan Markle. Her views were particularly evident during an appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored, where she and Morgan dissected the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Osbourne zeroed in on the constant victimhood claims that Meghan presented throughout the series.
Very distasteful, Piers. I was totally bored by the whining.
Osbourne was particularly bothered by Meghan's description of having to curtsy before Queen Elizabeth, as well as her comparison of Buckingham Palace's atmosphere to the medieval times dinner theater franchise.
It's just so horribly disrespectful and just a whine fest.
Osbourne maintained this stance into 2024 when she made an appearance appearance on Britain's Celebrity Big Brother and shared her thoughts on the Sussexes once more. She stated, "I think everyone is fed up of their moaning." Megyn Kelly has never shied away from controversy, and she delivered some biting commentary about Meghan and Harry following their sit-down with Oprah Winfrey. Sharing a moment from the interview, Kelly posted on Twitter, "Give me a break. Have you ever seen such privileged people wallowing in their own perceived victimhood like this?" During an appearance on Good Morning Britain, Kelly discussed how Americans initially embraced the idea of a Black American woman becoming part of the royal family, viewing it as a step toward modernizing a traditional institution, until public opinion shifted once people learned more about Meghan.
But what I saw tonight was somebody who was totally unself-aware. I mean, completely unaware of how she sounded.
She continued by sarcastically highlighting the bombshells dropped during the interview.
I wasn't planning on saying anything shocking, except for my husband's racist family almost drove me to suicidal thoughts while I was pregnant.
Kelly further criticized Meghan's shock at the media frenzy surrounding her. Similar to other critics, the journalist found it absurd that Meghan claimed ignorance about the consequences of her decision.
She became a royal. She married a prince. The press is going to cover you.
Howard Stern's outspoken nature has earned him plenty of critics over the years. Following his commentary on the Harry and Meghan Netflix series, Meghan likely joined that list. On his Sirius XM program, the shock jock described the couple as coming off as complainers. Though he acknowledged feeling sympathy for Harry regarding the tragic loss of his mother, Princess Diana, and the poor way the royal family treated her, he ultimately grew tired of Harry and Meghan's complaints.
It's just very weird to watch two people who keep screaming, "We wanted our privacy." And then, what is their special?
He continued by pointing out the irony that the Harry and Meghan series exposed so many intimate details about their family life, despite their repeated complaints about unwanted media coverage. Stern then offered his candid assessment of the documentary as entertainment.
It's like the Kardashians, except boring.
Over her extensive career, journalist and Daily Beast founder Tina Brown has authored several books examining the royal family. Her latest work, The Palace Papers, explores the various controversies and chaos that have plagued the House of Windsor in recent decades. While appearing on the Ankler podcast in 2024, Brown didn't hold back when discussing the Duchess of Sussex in relation to Prince Harry.
I think he's pretty much in the thrall of Meghan.
Yes.
The trouble with Meghan is that she has the worst judgment of anyone in the entire world.
Brown wasn't finished, suggesting that Meghan had convinced Harry she possessed the expertise to launch them both into global superstardom. Brown went on to explain how those plans failed to materialize, and she criticized Meghan for repeatedly consulting professionals for their wisdom, only to completely disregard their counsel.
And all of her ideas are total crap, unfortunately.
Part of what's made Jeremy Clarkson popular with his audience is his willingness to express his unfiltered thoughts. This was certainly the case in an op-ed Clarkson penned about Meghan for The Sun. In the piece, the former Top Gear presenter wrote that he was, quote, "dreaming of the day when she is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while crowds chant shame and throw lumps of excrement at her." Numerous readers objected, arguing that Clarkson's language was hateful, inflammatory, and sexist. Britain's Independent Press Standards Organization agreed, ordering The Sun to publish a front-page acknowledgement that the op-ed violated their code. The backlash against Clarkson, who had written that he despised Meghan at a deeply personal level, eventually led him to issue a reluctant apology. In an Instagram post that has since been removed, he stated, "I really am sorry, all the way from the balls of my feet to the follicles on my head." Former singer and current ET Canada host Keshia Shantae has never been shy about sharing her views on Harry and Meghan, and she's delivered them with remarkable frankness. Back in May 2021, she weighed in on Harry's claim that the First Amendment was bonkers, while expressing frustration about constant paparazzi attention. As a Canadian living in Los Angeles at the time, Shantae pointed out that if Harry wanted privacy, he'd picked the wrong city.
Strange to me because it's like, you have that life and you chose to move to LA.
Earlier, during an ET Canada episode, Shantae revealed she was bothered by a particular quirk of Meghan's during their joint interviews. She explained, "On a side note, it always tripped me out when Meghan stares at Harry while he's talking. I'm always like, what are you looking at? Is there something in his teeth? Like, what's happening? What are y'all looking at? Can I see too?" The world was shocked in 2024 when longtime rivals Noel and Liam Gallagher put their differences aside and announced an Oasis reunion tour. Before that moment, the brothers were better known for their constant public feuding than their music. However, back in 2021, Noel temporarily shifted his focus from his brother to Prince Harry. In a profanity-filled interview with The Sun, he drew parallels between his relationship with Liam and the dynamic between Princes William and Harry, stating, "He's got a younger brother shooting his mouth off. That is just so unnecessary. I like to think I was always the William. The musician proceeded to label Harry a woke snowflake, peppering in more colorful language while condemning him for publicly criticizing his own family. However, Noel ultimately placed the blame for Harry's actions squarely on his wife's shoulders. The guitarist declared, "This is what happens when you get involved with Americans." As simple as that. There you have it, the celebs who haven't been shy about criticizing Meghan Markle. If this video was worth your time, smash that like button, and I'll catch you in the next one.